Hi guys, welcome to Marnie's TV Zealots. Tonight we're paging the Good Doctor with episode 8. The name of the episode was Apple. My name is Denise and my partner in crime is Mary. Mary, say hi.
Hi. So glad you guys are here with us. I'm back. I'm back in town finally, so I was able to watch some television. I missed it, you guys. So I'm back. What'd you think of this episode, Denise?
Oh, I thought it was a good episode. I was happy, that it was back and on again. And I was excited. So let's just jump right into it. The episode opens up with Sean waking up and starting his morning routine. And so he's about to sit down to eat breakfast. His little apple and yogurt and something else. But Leia, his neighbor, comes in, or is it Leah? Whatever. She comes in and totally disrupts his whole morning. He's like in shock. And so she has the nerve to bite his apple, talking about she's stressed. Look, we will fight over food, okay?
Right.
So so she tells Sean, all about how her power was out for 15 minutes, how she could have died, and the earth and the moon and everything. And Sean does not care. He feels like I feel. Like, why is she here? What does she want? Anyway, so meanwhile, he says something to the effect of like, you can deal with it. I have to deal with you. And she gets upset and storms out. Then he heads over to the local market to pick up another apple because he needed, his morning to go right.
Yep.
And so while he's there, some crazy comes in with a gun, talking about give me your wallet. And Sean freaks out, of course.
Of course he freezes.
He freezes, and in the midst of it, the gunman doesn't realize or care that he has a condition, and he just ends up shooting the other two patrons. Well, no, he shoots the woman, the female patron that was in the store, and then the male patron is just, everybody's looking crazy, and then the owner comes and clocks him.
Right.
Like, I don't think he really meant to shoot anybody. He just wanted the money. Like, it was a total I don't want to say it's an accident because you brought a gun. You know what I mean? And it's like, but he didn't, it doesn't seem like he meant to shoot her.
Very
he
true.
just really wanted the money.
Yeah. This episode in general had a lot of not tropes, but it was heavy-handed in some of the plot devices. But what I thought was really cool was that the doctors didn't know, like they all just assumed that Sean was one of the victims that were shot. And so when the victims was the shooter and the girl that he shot, they're like, oh, thank God. Oh, wait, there's people dying. Like, I love that. And so, they have to cut everybody's clothes off, and the shooter, like, has this big old swastika and the eagle, like, tattoos. And Claire is like, all right, we can let this guy die. Like, it's fine. And they're like, oh, no, we only have one OR. And the girl was, like, hemorrhaging. Like, she was bleeding out. And she was like, you guys take the OR. Like, our guy will be cool. And the Asian doctor, Dr. Aoki, she was like, this guy's about to stop breathing. Like, and she was like, whatever. And so another OR opens up, so they're both able to do surgery. And both of them get fixed. The girl's got to lose her spleen. But, we don't need it. So, And everybody was kind of like that. It's like, she'll live, like everybody's cool. And so while Claire is in surgery with the Nazi, the Asian doctor, she's just like a prickly person. Like she's abrasive, like she's just angry all the time. Like that's her personality. But she's really getting on Claire's nerves. She's like, you can't allow your religious or personal feelings to get in the way of caring for a patient. And she was like, the other girl was literally gonna die. Like, I don't think I did that. She's like arguing with her, like they're arguing totally on Claire's side about this. But then she's like, all right, get out. Like, you want to fight with me? Like, you can leave. And so she
I was pissed at that. I was like, no, you didn't.
Right. Kicks her out in the middle of the surgery. Claire has to wait outside. She comes back and she's like, look, I'm sorry, She's like, okay, so you can stay all night and watch the patient and take care of him and make sure that everything's okay. And leaves. And I'm just like, like I was ready to fight. Like I was upset. So anyway, I like how this was like Sean's bad day and Claire's bad day. Sean's having problems. Like he's tearing the place up. He's being difficult. Like he keeps reliving like the horrible thing that he witnessed that morning. Like he's still looking for that purple apple, like tearing trays up and stuff. So like he's torturing himself, watching the girl, making sure that her stats are okay, kind of watching her get a little bit worse. Claire's being tortured by watching the Nazi get better. So they're kind of like both showing these scenes pretty rapid against each other. And so Dr. Glassman is like, you know what, you really need to talk to somebody. And Sean's like, Dr. Melendez said I was fine. And he's like, what? And so he makes him.
I mean, in all honesty, he was. But what Dr. Melendez saw, he was okay. Yeah. He was in there doing surgery. Things were going smoothly.
That's true.
I mean, he was not traumatized in the sense like trauma victim. Like,
Yes.
And I think he more was just a little bit blaming himself because the guy said it was his fault.
Right. Exactly.
And while I know Claire had her own separate thing going and Sean had his own separate thing going, but I kind of need them to be together at some point. Like I need more of that.
Like, why did they separate them and have Claire under Dr. Aoki now? Like, I feel like they're going to be separated. Like, I don't know why
they separated all of them. And I think it's been the past couple of episodes.
Yeah. I'm not okay with it.
But I mean, these episodes are good, but I need more of them together. You know what I mean? Like, I need them in the same scene and not just at the end of the night or,
I think that might have been what's missing with the show, like the last couple weeks. I need all of them together. They have a really good cohesiveness, I just realized.
Yeah. That's what I've been missing. So it's good to know you feel the same way.
Better together. Hillary was right. Anyway, so so then you have your obligatory my boss told me I had to be here counseling session that didn't solve anything. I hate it when they do that because counseling actually is helpful. But if you only go one time and you don't answer any questions, it actually isn't helpful. So they had 2 whole scenes with that in this episode, and I hated it. So I just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, I agree.
For someone that
make it seem like it's not helpful,
right.
But he didn't really need help. He didn't need to work through anything.
What? Well, I mean, he experienced a traumatic incident, and you'll see. You'll see. So, so Dr. Glassman talks to the counselor, and she, he's like, "How is he doing?" And the counselor's like, I mean, I guess he's fine, you know? And he's like, oh, so you're not going to help anybody. Again, typical, like, 45 minutes doesn't cure this person. I'm going to be mad at you. And she's like, you're welcome, you know? And so, like, I hated the boyfriend. And then you find out that he's not really the boyfriend of the shooting victim.
Right.
And they were just on a first date. They met on Tinder. He was actually trying to ditch her, to get rid of her, to run out on the date. And Dr. Melendez, like, he came to the rescue. He's like, you should leave. You don't know her. Get out. You know, like, I loved it down to the core of my body. And so then after that, like, hey, this was the feminism part of the episode. So Dr. Melendez does that for the shooting victim, which I loved. And then Claire and Dr. Aoki kind of talk to each other. And she's like, you're just going to bust up in here and, you know, think you're going to argue with me. Like, look at all these people around. We're in the middle of an operating table. It's like, would you do that to Dr. Glassman? Would you do that to Dr. Melendez? You'll wait and take them to the side in private and then try to correct them. She's like, I'm not going to take anything. Like, especially like us women, we really do have to stick together. I'm like, she could have taught her that lesson without being so rude the whole hour.
No, well,
But
no.
I get it.
I totally felt her in that moment because it was disrespectful.
It was. I was totally on Claire's side about like why.
No. I was with Claire about, you know, all the other stuff, but that confronting her in the middle of, you know, in front of everyone.
Exactly.
No, you know better. She knew better.
Exactly.
And that's why she looked like, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm just going to go ahead and walk away now.
Right? Yes. Oh, man. So then comes the 2/3 point of the episode. So something bad has to happen. Like, I mean, I was watching this episode and I said, okay, one of the patients is going to die on the table or something. And then something happened. Like, this episode was really predictable. So the girl goes into organ failure. Her legs are like super swollen. Same thing. The Nazi, his neck is super swollen where they did the cut. And so, like, everybody's going to die. Everybody's going to the OR. And Sean says that it's the girl's heart. But Jared's like, oh, I've got an idea. It could be something internal. We need to do surgery. And Sean is like, no, we need to do the procedure. And Jared's like, no, we need to do surgery. And Melendez is like, oh.
I know.
So he decides on Jared. He bets on Jared and Jared's surgery. And the Nazi almost died. Aoki runs in after Claire does a quick cut to like bleed out the pressure. I mean, his neck was like this. Like it looked like my neck. It's amazing.
I can't deal with you.
And so everyone gets saved, and Sean had to kind of stop and be like, I made a mistake. I was wrong. And this is him talking about what happened in the morning.
Yeah.
It's not just him saying that his diagnosis was wrong. And he was like, you know, oh, good job, Jared. You know, everybody was like, that was weird. So Claire and the Asian doctor, she comes into her surgery where she's, you know, surrounded by nurses, got everybody around her, and does a very public apology. She's like, I disrespected you in public. I'm going to apologize to you in public. You know, and, you know, the Asian lady thanked her and they, you know, had a Nazi joke. And then you got Dr. Glassman and Dr. Preston sitting at the racetrack kind of talking about, I'm assuming it's Dr. Glassman's daughter. I mean, she was a great athlete. And Preston, I guess before she was working at the hospital, met Melendez, got engaged or whatever. She spent most of her childhood with Glassman and his daughter. And that was a really sweet moment where, like, maybe he was pushing about the whole counseling thing and mad about the fact that counselor didn't work because of his own internal problems. Like, this really didn't have as much to do with Sean as it had to do with him. And then our final scene, they could have ended the episode there and I would have liked it more. But the final scene, the neighbor, what's her name, Leah, comes back over and, you know, he's like, sorry, I told you the truth. Claire says next time I should lie to you because you didn't want to hear the truth. And, you know, she's like, no, I always tell you the truth and you shouldn't have to wear earplugs to sleep. Like, I'm sorry. And so she gives him an apple and walks out. And I'm like, is the show trying to ship them together? Because I don't want this. And I don't see it. And so he goes out and knocks back on her door. And he's like, I almost let someone die today. Like, I made a mistake and someone got hurt. And then, you know, he's kind of like trembling a little bit, like maybe like a tear. And she's like comes out and like hugs him. But he's like this. So he wants to hug her, but he can't. It was the most awkward thing I've ever seen.
Well, first of all, I do not ship them at all.
At all.
But I told you they've been hinting at a possible something with them. And I'm hoping they keep it at friendship because I so ship him with Claire.
Look, I mean, he can't even hug her. It's going to take a while.
Yeah.
But all in all, the episode was fine and I really did enjoy it. But it wasn't like A++, 10 out of 10, top caliber that we got like the first half. So I'm looking forward to more episodes though, honestly. So all in all, what you think, Denise?
Oh yeah, I thought it was a good episode. Yeah. Like I said, it's just missing the team that we had in the first half.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, guys, that's it for Paige and the Good Doctor. See us next episode. Thanks for watching and have a great night. Bye.